And I'm really grateful to her that she's brought this topic to us. It's kind of fun and interesting and something that can really help us. It's an important part of our lives. So I'm going to turn the time over to Kelley.
Yay! Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
We don't really celebrate Valentine's Day at my house, but I used to as a teacher all the time. So it's always a fun holiday and everyone's all decked out and it's cute. So did anyone not know what today's topic was going to be? You didn't know? Okay. Okay, well you're here. So today we're talking about sensuality and essential oils. So if this is going to make you uncomfortable or not a topic that you normally think or talk about, then I'm apologizing in advance and I will not be offended if you leave. But because it's going to be a lot of real talk, I try not to be too graphic, but there's really not a question anymore that I get asked that I feel uncomfortable answering. So if there's anything you want to know that I don't cover or you want me to go more in depth, please let me know. If I give you too much information, I apologize. That's my website, teamitsessential.com. I have a new blog post up today with some tips and tricks for Valentine's Day too, so check it out. Okay, so everyone here has used essential oils at some point in time, right? No one's brand new? Okay, wonderful. So when we talk about using essential oils in the bedroom, the first thing I get asked a lot is, well, why would I can use essential oils in cooking, I can use them to support my health, but why in the bedroom? That's because they're, for one, natural, right? So your likelihood of having any kind of skin sensitivities or allergic reactions is greatly decreased when you use a plant-based product. There's also a lot of DIY recipes that you can find, so it's much less expensive. And then aromatherapy has been used for hundreds of years for the whole mind-body-soul connection, which we know is really important for our sensuality. The majority of people here in the room today are women, and like thumbs up or show hands when your mind's out of whack, everything's out of whack, right? So aromatherapy really helps to kind of bring all three of those pieces of ourselves together. We're going to talk a little bit later about aromatherapy and how you can actually use essential oils as aromatic compounds for anchors. And I put that in quotes. Anchors can be lots of different things. Sometimes it's a song for people. Every time you hear this one song, it makes you feel a certain way. It could be a place. Every time you go to Mount Charleston, you always feel this, or you remember this. So anchors, our sense of smell is really strong. When we smell a certain oil, we can actually develop a certain anchor for ourselves when we need to feel a certain way. So when we talk about sensuality, diffusing a certain oil before, during, and after, being intimate with your partner, and then doing that consistently over time. Once you grab that bottle of whatever it is, for us it's Lang Lang. Whenever you grab that bottle, then you'll notice that your body actually has a physiological response to just smelling it because you've used it as an anchor. So it's fascinating. It is tried and tested in my relationship. So if you have any more questions about how to use anchors, I'd be happy to go into a little more detail with you, but it's awesome. And we also use essential oils because they're really, really versatile. Just out of curiosity, and you don't have to answer if you don't want, does anyone already use essential oils in the bedroom? Yeah? Okay.
To sleep.
To sleep? Okay.
Yeah.
That's good too, though. Really important. Really important. So we all know why doTERRA essential oils are so amazing. I won't go into it because no one here is brand new. But again, if you do want any continuing education, we have our free website, teamitsessential.com/blog. Okay, so when we talk about sensuality and essential oils, the first thing we have to cover is safety. Remember that oil dilutes oil and water intensifies oil. Okay, so I think a lot of people have probably already heard my Deep Blue story, but if you haven't, I'm going to tell it to you again. So the first time I used Deep Blue on my husband, he broke his back many years ago. So I gave him a back massage, and I had just gotten my oil, so I squirted all this Deep Blue on him, and I rub it out all over. And with men, typically, a back massage always then leads to something else. So I got up to wash my hands, but I didn't do it very well, and it was very quick. I didn't really even use soap. I kind of just did the, the water and the towel trick. And then about, 5 or 6 minutes later, I get this, ah! Get off me! Kind of a response. So you got to be careful, right, when you have essential oils on your hands or anywhere on your body where you put them, because oil or water will actually intensify the results of that oil rather than dilute it. So if you do get oils in anywhere that's sensitive or not a place where you want them, use coconut oil, olive oil, vegetable oil, anything that you have on hand to dilute. rather than water. Some of you are nodding at me like, oh yeah, I've been there in some way, shape, or form.
That exact situation.
Oh, really? Well, that makes me feel so good,
And
actually.
he was laughing, and I was like, it's not funny, it burns.
Oh, man. Oh, so the reverse. Oh. Yeah, he was not laughing in our situation. I was. I thought it was hysterical. But we laugh about it now, you know.
How long did it last? Like, how long did it last a long time?
A good 20 minutes. Because I had no idea that oil dilutes oil at the time, so I just had him get in the shower, right? So not only is it water, but now it's hot water. So all your pores are open.
Oh,
And
man. Poor guy.
but I thought I was going to pee my pants. I was just laughing so hard, and he was like, no, I don't think he noticed back pain anymore after that point. So, okay, that's a good thing. You always want to avoid putting oils inside your eyes or ears. Typically, I have heard a lot of people say don't put oils in any orifice. However, you absolutely can put oils in other orifices that aren't your eyes and ears and your nose. But you want to make sure you're being really, really safe. And that's, I do teach a women's class where we talk about how to use oils internally in that direction to help with our cycles and regulating all of that, so we can talk more about that too. Also remember to always dilute when in doubt. So especially if you think maybe this is going to turn into something where I might be moving somewhere sensitive, just dilute just in case, because you don't want to be in the same situation we were in. Essential oils will break down latex. So if you are out there and you're needing to use latex, I am not responsible for any essential oil babies. So be careful. And you can always use them internally, topically, and aromatically. So be safe. Okay, so I have a little sound bite here, but I can't get it to play. Either way, it was great. It was that little song. Let's talk about that. Yeah, see? You know. Somebody knows. So when we talk about libido, we have libido inhibitors and libido boosters. So some of them that are pretty obvious when it comes to inhibiting our libido could be medication. You know, I always hear that like ad on the TV for whatever medication it is. Well, it may cause decrease in libido. Poor diet, anxiety and stress, smoking and alcohol, hormone changes in age, and health issues can all inhibit libido. When we talk about boosters, though, there's actually quite a few things that we can do on our own to boost our libido without needing pharmaceutical help, which is great. So Kegel exercises, which I did some research, men can do them too.
Really?
Yeah, I was like blown away. Google it. It's fascinating.
Okay.
I have my husband working on it. So men and women can both do Kegel exercises. Maybe you can then do it at the same time. I don't know, that might be fun. You can actually eat more foods that promote circulation as well. Which, so when we talk about diet, inhibiting our libido, just flipping that on the other side and eating more foods like tomatoes, any foods with a lot of antioxidants will help to boost your circulation, which boosts blood flow. Yes, always a good thing. Exercise is actually a really good libido booster, having fun. Alone time, I put alone in quotes. Yes? Some of you are like, no. So sensual alone time, yeah? Scheduling. So I get this question a lot, like, oh, who schedules sex? That seems so archaic or whatever. We're only 2.5 years into our marriage, and we've been scheduling sex since before we got married. You can do it lots of different ways, and the way I do it with my husband's permission, by the way, to talk about this. The way we choose to do it is we pick days of the week that one person or the other has to initiate and cannot get rejected. So I'll explain that a little bit more in case you're interested. So for example, my days are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, I have to pick one of those days and I have to initiate sex, barring, sickness or some cataclysmic event or whatever. And he cannot say no. Again, barring sickness or something like that. We take Tuesdays off, and then he has the other days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday are his days. So it's worked out really well for us because we're intimate twice a week that way, which is pretty good, I think, anyway. And I know you kind of take the guesswork of when you're going to get some. And it's also kind of fun, too, because like if at the end of his days nothing's happened yet, then I go all day thinking about it, like, okay, well, I know he has until midnight tonight, to make a move. So it's actually been really great for our relationship, our marriage, and it's just kind of a fun way to schedule it without scheduling it, So give it a shot. And then, of course, we can use essential oils to boost our libido. So the first oil we're going to talk about today, I actually think they should rename this one Victoria's Secret. Victoria's Secret is Ling Ling. essential oil. I'll pass it around. If you haven't smelled this one yet, it's very floral. So if you're not a floral person, that might surprise you a little. It is a super aphrodisiac. And what I thought was interesting is in a lot of Middle Eastern cultures, the lang lang flower has actually been used to adorn newlywed beds for like thousands of years. So it's part of their culture to where when a couple gets married, someone goes in and like sets up the newlywed room and they actually put the ylang ylang petals on the bedclothes, which I thought was really interesting. It helps to balance hormones, and emotionally, it's the oil of the inner child, which I thought was kind of cool when we talk about sensuality, because it's this whole idea of play and fun and no inhibitions, and it also helps to release emotional trauma, which is good too. So I have a really cool video. It's actually the doTERRA video on sourcing ylang ylang essential oil. It is 6 minutes, but I'll play it for you because I just think it's really beautiful. We turn it up.
I think it's right here.
Oh.
Emily, right.
We had as we went into Madagascar to be able to work with our partners on the ground and to be able to see their operation, to see how they get harvest these beautiful blossoms, to see their distillation process. But more importantly, we really wanted to go in to see how we could best support their efforts, how we could expand the ylang ylang harvest in the future to make sure we continue to have this beautiful essential oil. Wait until they're nice and yellow. Look inside here. You can see the pink inside the blossom here. That's where the essential oil is contained. So I'm able to go into these developing countries and really connect with the women who are harvesting the blossoms, who are harvesting the crop, and to be able to see the effort that goes into this process. My heart just goes out to them because I know that they are doing everything they possibly can to provide for their families. But what an amazing thing for us to be able to give them that hope, to know that their circumstance can change.
Oh, she needs the words.
Oh, which country is this?
Madagascar.
Hours from beginning at 5 o'clock in the morning. When they finish, they fill their basket, they dump them on the table. You can see that each one of them write their name so that when they come to be weighed, they know how much flowers that they picked, and it's logged every day. And then at the end of the month, they're compensated for all the flowers that they picked out.
The link. I'm sure there's a transcript on there.
Harvesting ylang ylang is incredibly labor intensive, from collecting the flowers from the different parts of the trees at different times during the harvest season. All of those need to be collected, batched, and brought to the distillery within a 24-hour time period. So it requires a lot of collective effort among lots of different harvesters.
Working with doTERRA on this project because, of course, there are investment of people coming just to improve the reality. And for people, it's more important to know the people. People is the key. Okay? If you don't have a good people for a good history, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Bakit puhol ni Lucidez din? Siya ka mifanera sila ni bubuatan ng bato na afaka mivoatra ohatran'ny kadinovaty mivoaka tsara ny fahampiana itsan'ilay satria amin'izao fotoana zao zany hita mivoatra ny fiainana tena mivoatra amin'ny ka ohatran'ny nakazo raha ohatra tsy afaka nampianatra zanako izy eo misy araka sortant moaly soutenance ny mpanakady raiky araiky mianadaly aranariny babaka nagnano polisy afaka miposiny zegny nolo ty raha ohatra tsy ty tsy afaka nampianatra zay.
You know, so they say that, but it's really important is the complete. It means that we start distilling to the end. It means it's 24 hours non-stop. So the oil coming from that distillery is top quality. It's only complete. It means complete. You don't have different grades. Okay, so you have 100% of the molecule inside, which is not the case with the grade 1, 2, or 3.
What I noticed most about Madagascar is the people have joy. They have so little as far as material means, but yet they have joy. And we really, as a culture, need to go back to those things that really matter. Those are relationships. Those are serving one another and showing love. And I loved Madagascar. I changed a person because of what I learned from those people.
My favorite oil.
Is it?
It is my favorite oil.
Do these sourcing videos that just totally make you cry every time? Like every time I want to cry.
Make you think a lot.
Yeah, they're so good. So now you know a little bit about the backstory of where we source our ylang ylang essential oil from. And I just think that makes it that much more powerful. So every time you use that one little drop of ylang ylang essential oil, for whatever it is, you know, we use it as an anchor for our physical intimacy in our life. And so I think about these people every time. You know, I'm like, I have this beautiful thing in the palm of my hand that has come from the collective effort of so many people, and it's just another reason why I absolutely love this company. And that's a whole nother class. I could talk on and on about how amazing it is with our co-impact sourcing. But ylang ylang is beautiful in many, many ways. So next time you crack open your bottle, think about these wonderful people in Madagascar and how much work really goes into harvesting these essential oils. It's really incredible. I also learned recently that the main source of employment for women in Madagascar is prostitution. 80% of them, before doTERRA went in and opened our ginger and our ylang ylang distilleries, were in prostitution. And now we've been able to lift quite a few of them out of that realm and employ them working for the distilleries and working with doTERRA, which I think is just so cool too. So, little backstory for you. But ylang ylang, like I said, it is Victoria's Secret. So if you don't know where to start when it comes to essential oils in the bedroom, open up your bottle of ylang ylang. You said it's your favorite?
It is.
What do you use it for intimacy or use it for something else?
No, don't have any of that. I use it for perfume.
For perfume? Yeah. Awesome, because it does. It works with your hormones and helps to balance everything, helps you feel good.
I like to wear it with lavender and a little patchouli.
Yeah.
What kind of base can I use? Do I use it like a rubbing alcohol, or should I use like a vodka if I'm going to make a perfume? Do you know?
I use witch hazel.
Witch hazel.
But it's your personal preference. I don't use rubbing alcohol, and I don't think I even have any at home. But you could use vodka. I use witch hazel in my linen sprays and my perfumes because when you spray it, unlike with water, it doesn't stay wet. So like even I have a linen spray over here that you're welcome to come and smell. That I made. It's like a sexy linen spray, but when you spray your sheets with it, it dries instantly, so you don't have wet sheets. That just creeps me out, so it's no good. All right, so there's a couple more oils we'll talk about specifically. I did bring quite a few of them. If there's any that you haven't smelled or you want to play around with it a little more after we're done here. The next one is patchouli. I'll pass that around. This is actually not my husband's favorite. I think it's an anchor for him because his mom wears a lot of patchouli and did when they were younger. So when I have tried to diffuse this one as an anchor, it is a huge flop in my marriage. But I've heard a lot of people really have great results with patchouli. It is the oil of physicality. So it actually helps to promote peace within the body. And when we're at peace in our body, we can also be at peace with our mind and our soul. And that lends itself to better intimacy, basically. Patchouli can be used worn as a perfume. It's great to diffuse. I have it in our linen spray. It's just awesome. It's also really good for meditation. If you haven't used patchouli before, it's something to at least consider giving a shot. Next one is geranium. Is anyone out there a geranium fan? Some of you are. I am slowly coming around to geranium. I remember when I first got it, I was so excited, and I was like, this smells like rotting plants.
It smells like a rotting rose too.
Yeah, right?
I love it. I wear it in my hair with me.
See, that's awesome. So I finally, it was just in November when I got the hydrating face cream, the doTERRA makes, and it has geranium in it, and now I love it. I don't know, maybe because it's on my face all the time, but
The closer I wear it to me, the more I like it.
the more you like it.
It's like roses.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. And oddly enough, geranium is the oil of love and trust, and it encourages emotional honesty. So it's an oil that I think a lot of people need, especially when it comes to intimacy, right? And so it is good in the diffuser. I've noticed it's not so harsh if you diffuse it with like a citrus and a lavender. So if you can kind of like balance out those notes a little bit. And if you have an Essential Life book, and I didn't bring mine today, but if you flip to the very back, it will tell you which oils have high notes, medium notes, and low notes. When you're combining oils, it works better if you have one of each, high, medium, and low, rather than if you try to like put two high notes together or two low notes together. It'll be more pleasing to you if you can balance it out. So when you try playing around with different diffuser blends, give that a shot. Just look in the very back of your Essential Life book. Cinnamon bark is another one. Oh, I just love this one. It reminds me of Christmas. Cinnamon is actually the oil of sexual harmony. I looked in the emotions book and I was like, oh, okay, there we go. It rekindles sexual energies, nurtures strong relationships. Cinnamon bark is also really good for blood flow and circulation. So I have a recipe on here, I think it's on this PowerPoint at the end, called Giddy Up. And it does have cinnamon in it, but it's heavily diluted because it's something you're going to be putting on the upper inner thigh area. And you definitely don't want to have straight cinnamon.
Using that as a first giddy up cowgirl thing.
I mean, you probably could. You probably could. I called it an uplifting blend for men. Uplifting. But yeah.
So Kelley, would this be good for somebody that maybe has problems with like a diabetic for their feet maybe to help with circulate the blood maybe?
I would actually use cypress if you've got swelling in your feet. Cypress is really good for water retention and circulation, but you can take cinnamon internally for diabetes to help with blood sugar too. It really helps internally. You could do it topically, but it's such a hot oil. You'd have to dilute it so heavily, otherwise you would probably have some skin sensitivities to it.
Okay.
Like even when if I put too much in my coffee in the morning, my lips tingle, and because it's just so potent.
Okay.
The last one I'll pass around is clary sage. This is one of my personal favorites. I use it as perfume. It literally breaks down to clear eyes. So clary sage meaning clarity and vision. And it helps to clarify your spiritual vision. So it helps to open up your third eye and open your soul to new possibilities, which is sometimes what we need to do in the bedroom as well. So when we have date night, I wear clary sage and ylang ylang and lavender together. It's like my little happy perfume blend. But I also really like to diffuse it with bergamot. I don't have a slide with that one on there, but I will pass it around. Bergamot is a really soft, almost like a sweeter citrus, rather than like a wild orange or a lemon. So when you mix it with some of the florals, again, it's those high and low notes, so it smells really nice together. And bergamot can be another aphrodisiac. Also a good thing. All right, so I wanted to share just a couple. I made some graphics that feel free to borrow. I think I posted them all on my social media, and I didn't put my name on them, so you can just save them and then repost them to your team or whatever you want to do. If you don't follow me, I'm Kelley Wimp, just as bad as it sounds, W-I-M-P, on Facebook and Instagram. I married into it, so how can you do? So this little blend, Bringing Sexy Back, you can use as a diffuser, blend, a perfume, or a linen mist, and it's just patchouli, wild orange, and clary sage. It's really good. But when we talk about some other oils, when we just look at her, geranium is also really good for infertility and your menstrual cycle. Ylang ylang is really good for libido and balance. Clary sage can also really help your endocrine system. So if you've got maybe a UTI, because that can sometimes happen when we talk about intimacy, clary sage and endocrine can also be really helpful for those. things. Grapefruit is actually really good for breast health, which I didn't know until I put this together. Learning something new every day. And to help regulate progesterone levels. Did I bring grapefruit? No, I didn't, but I do have ginger with me. Ginger's really good for cramps. I love ginger for cramps, especially if they're so bad to where you get some nausea associated with it. Also really good for libido, but again, it's a hot oil, so make sure you dilute if you're going to be putting it on anywhere. Fennel is also really good for estrogen and ovarian health. So someone might want to take that internally if they're having some ovarian issues. I have a friend who has, what's that called? PC, polycystic something. And she takes the fennel internally to help support her ovarian health. Whisper. Any Whisper fans?
Yes.
I love Whisper.
Yay. Feel free to put some on. I love doing this. I don't know if anyone has been to like a doTERRA spa night before, but Whisper is actually the women's perfume blend, and oddly enough, it smells differently on everybody because it interacts with your own chemistry. So I'll be completely honest, it stinks on me. It absolutely stinks. I hate it, but that's okay. We'll use it anyway. But some people it smells really beautiful. Some have like a baby powdery kind of a scent. Some it smells more woodsy, more floral. So feel free to put it on and we can all smell each other when we're done. It helps to stabilize mood too. And then Clary Calm is the women's monthly blend, which has clary sage and a bunch of other stuff in it. And it helps for any kind of menstrual
That stuff's amazing.
too. Yeah, it's good. Also, little tip, I tried this out. Clary Calm, when you get it in the roller, does not come diluted. You know that, right?
Oh, I
It's
didn't know
completely
that.
undiluted. So I decided to give it an experiment about 6 months ago when I got my new one. And I took it and took an empty roller bottle and split it in half and filled the 2 up with fractionated coconut oil. And I didn't notice any change in how effective it was for me. So that's just a tip to help stretch your oils a little bit longer.
Because I don't really like the smell, so.
So it will soften it a little
Much
bit
better.
too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, much better.
Yeah, that one does have a little
Thank
coconut
you.
oil in it. Yeah, and
Thank
it
you
helps
for that.
to save some money too. Same thing with Immortelle, Intune, and Past Tense. None of those are diluted. Okay, well there's Giddy Up for him. Cypress, cinnamon, and ylang ylang, all blood flow, yes, circulation boosting things. Frankincense is also really good for prostate health. It's good for so many things, but really great for prostate. Ylang ylang is a stimulant for both him and her. Juniper berry helps with sperm count. Who knew? Right? I have a friend who's struggling with infertility right now, so we have her hubby taking juniper berry internally. Lemon is really good for detoxification because when you have a lot of toxins and heavy metals in your body, not everything works the way it needs to and might not rise to the occasion so easily. Cypress is really good for circulation and, I didn't even, no holds barred there, keeping it up. Balance, real talk people. Balance, I know we all have Whisper on our wrists too. I just learned this new tip about balance. If you put it on your, like somewhere where you have veins, and rub it in, you can actually watch your veins pop. It's the craziest thing. I just learned this a few days ago and I was like amazed.
Don't spread that around, Kelley.
Well, but when we talk about sensuality,
Yeah.
yes, especially for him, it's really good. So Balance is also a really good men's cologne. Just like Whisper interacts with our hormones as women, Balance smells really good on men. It's very manly, kind of musky scent. So I finally, after 3 years, have my husband off of whatever the junk is. You know what I'm talking about? Like the Axe or whatever.
Yeah.
And now he's got Balance and Basil in a little roll-on that he uses as cologne. Balance is also great for brain health. But yeah, are you watching your veins pop? Like, look, isn't that crazy?
I just ordered this.
Love it. You probably can't. I should have showed it to you before. But yeah. Balance is really good for blood flow as well. Oh, and then DDR Prime and Mito2 Max would be great supplements for longevity and endurance, which I know are things that lots of men struggle with too. So just the last few of my favorite recipes. I have a date night diffuser blend up there and an in the mood diffuser blend. You could also make those as linen mists or perfumes if you wanted to. And then I do have a bunch of other oils up here too if you wanted to smell them. I've got some sandalwood, which is great, lemongrass, which is also an aphrodisiac, so feel free to come and play. And then I did make some, we did a Valentine event with my team this weekend, so I did make roller bottle blends. I have a love blend, which is unisex, a his and hers, and a linen mist. I have a couple that left that I didn't sell out of, so if you want to smell them and if you like them, just make me an offer because I have them with me. And they have these super cute little labels on them too. Isn't that so fun? I know, she's so creative. So yeah, the hers would be for us to wear as an aphrodisiac. Him would be for him, and the love is kind of using the sex.
Can you go back and say about the longevity, which was?
Oh yeah, it would be DDR Prime and Mito 2 Max.
So where would you put that? Or
Internally. Internally.
Okay, so DDR Prime and Mito 2
And Mito 2 Max. Especially as we age, or as they
And
age.
Cypress helps. Circulation and just.
Cypress you could put on topically if you didn't want to take it internally. Although I don't know that I put it on, like I said, I would probably do inner upper thigh groin area, just because you never know, sensitive skin. Down there. And I didn't really talk about this explicitly. Coconut oil, the fractionated coconut oil makes an awesome lubricant. But again, it does break down latex. So if you're going to use it that way, just beware. Again, not responsible for any essential oil. Essential oil babies coming up. So again, I think I did share all these on my social media, but in case I didn't, or in case you can't find me, just shoot me an email or give me a call and I'll send them over to you. That's pretty much it. I do have a tear sheet here if you didn't get it. This is just from Oil Life that has some diffuser blends on the back, some massage blends, an edible lubricant. Why not, right? And talks a little bit more about some of the other oils in depth. So feel free to take one and read these. That's it. Short and sweet for your Valentine's Day.